we're like we're economically stable, we're financially stable. We don't have to worry about poverty or anything like that. But I think if we were dealing with that and we're reading this book, I think we'd be infuriated by a lot of things.
I think so too. I mean, a lot of things did make me a little upset, and like I wish I could do something about it, but that's how I looked at it. I wish I could do something about it. Like,
I mean, imagine, especially you both as women, imagine if you didn't have the right to vote and you were reading this.
Yeah.
Like, imagine you'd be burning bras and everything.
Another
bra.
Feminist movement. But like I don't know, like maybe later on in my life when these things affect me more directly, I think maybe I'll feel the necessity to do something about it.
Yeah.
Like right now, I just feel like I don't have the resources. I don't even have the experience to even begin to like. I don't think I've experienced that much in life. I mean, yeah, I've experienced plenty, but not enough to tell people, hey, my experience, this and that.
Yeah.
This is what we can do.
No, I was just thinking about how many organizers do you really think are out there? Because, they're always the ones that ask why. Well, those are always the ones that just get shot down right away. The ones with, like, the radical ideas. You know what I mean? Like, they always get shot down, and there are not many people listen to them because they're crazy.
Well,
that's kind of how I feel. Like,
I think the establishments. I think the establishments try to paint that portrait. I think, especially with the media, and I mean, we all know how corrupt the media can be.
Even just the word radical has a negative connotation.
No,
in our
definitely.
vocabulary.
So it's just making me think like how many organizers are out there posing the questions like, what if it's this, what if it's that? Because you never hear about them because they're shunned, kind of like from society, and they're not put on the media or they're not.
Right. And to me, I blame that. I don't want to say solely on the media, but I think the media has a lot to play a part in that.
And who owns the media? The people with money.
Yeah.
The wealthy people.
We don't see any of the issues. We haven't experienced the issues.
Right, people who already have the power.
Got it.
They just want to keep balance. So yeah, I mean, if there was maybe a different spin on radical thought, like the connotation that it held, then maybe more people would be willing to.
Or if it wasn't like just everyone nowadays thinks it's so bad to question. Everyone's so scared to pose a question because they're scared they're gonna like be shunned from society, or like they're scared to have opposing ideas and views and say those out loud because their society just
people like to conform.
Yeah. And one thing Linsky says is that it's almost like one of the roles of an organizer is to be marked as a public enemy.
And people are afraid of that.
Yeah, and another thing is that as an organizer, you have to put everything on the line. You have to be willing to lose everything. And a lot of people just aren't willing to take that risk.
I'm not.
They're not willing to give up their comfort.
I wouldn't be willing
not
to
at
do
all.
that.
And fear plays a big part in the decisions that everyone makes. And
Okay, but as an organizer, you said they're not even fighting for an idea. They're just posing questions about an idea. So I feel like that'd be really hard. Am I wrong?
well, that's what he says that the organizer.
Isn't really fighting for an idea, it's just posing ideas. Because I feel like that'd be really, really hard to put
They
everything out
question
there
the
if you
state of
weren't
the world at
fighting
the
for an
moment.
idea.
Well, the reason why they question is because they're curious of why things are a certain way. I mean,
I
they
feel
have
like
premises behind
I
that
feel like you
question.
need more than just curiosity to put everything out there. Like I feel like
Well,
you
that's why he says it's a mix of different things. It's not just you being curious. It's you.
Sure.
He says it's a lot of different things combined.
Just
Maybe curious is just the wrong word, or maybe we're.
Well, here
maybe
he explains the word curious.
Yeah,
the way he
maybe
explains
we're
it.
just reading it wrong.
He explains the word.
right there.
What makes an organizer organize? He is driven by a compulsive curiosity that knows no limits. Warning cliches such as "curiosity kills a cat" are meaningless to him, for life is for him a search for a pattern, for similarities and seeming differences, for differences and seeming similarities, for an order in the chaos about us, for a meaning to the life around him and its relations to his own life, and the search never ends. He goes forth with the question as his mark and suspects that there are no answers, only further questions. The organizer becomes a carrier of a contagion of curiosity, for a people asking why are beginning to rebel. So his questioning is just kind of contagious to the people within society, and those who begin to ask why are just the beginning of rebels. Like that's where
Yeah.
rebellion starts. Like
I feel-
why are we being treated this way?
I feel like we're like the kind of curiosity seems like the biggest thing of an organizer,
This
like
is
the
starting
biggest
point,
idea
Mhm.
or element of an organizer.
Yeah.
Or maybe every organizer needs to be curiosity.
So okay, then that takes me to children are naturally curious and they ask why about everything, right?
Right.
But we're conditioned to keep those thoughts to ourselves
Mhm.
because it's not polite or it's not proper.
It's not
So
socially
pretty much
acceptable.
we just need to raise kids that are allowed to always ask
I
questions.
think so.
It's okay.
I think that's where maybe it should start with
So-
kids.
So maybe, so then that's our responsibility to society, is to not keep
To-
our kids quiet.
Yeah, because I think when kids ask off the wall questions about things and they want to know why, we either tell them to be quiet or we don't give them an answer at all.
But it's so
or a
annoying.
lame answer, like
One
because
that
I
means
said
nothing. Yeah.
so, or
Yeah.
because it is, or something like that.
And then the because I said so, like let's take into consideration let's take it that we are the children and our leaders of the nation are our parent, and if they told us, if we asked them a question and they said because we said so,
Mhm.
what kind of child would you be? The kind of child that talks back or the one that says yes ma'am, yes sir?
Yeah, and we saw that we saw that sort of frustration that answer brings with the revolution. And I'm thinking about taxes. Like King George III, there was taxation without representation, and they're like, why? I mean, why are you taxing us so much? I don't know. I think for me it just kind of clicked as a good example because they got frustrated with it. They got fed up with it.
Well, maybe that's why they always say to change. They're always like, oh, it's the younger generation who are the ones for change, because it's always
But
the
I
younger
think we need to
generations
start.
that even younger than the younger generation.
Well, I think that when they think of younger generation, they think people our age, but we should be thinking younger.
Mm-hmm.
We should be thinking of starting them up as younger, not teaching them radical ideas, just teaching them to question.
Like it's okay, it's okay to ask questions.
Because a lot of the time they'll keep their questions to themselves because it's rude.
That's what Medina does in class. That's I remember one of the first things she's always, like she said in class, is, college is about sitting around asking questions and talking. And I think you're right. I don't think we do that
Yeah.
as parents or as kids.
We just
Right.
kind
Like we shouldn't teach them the topics or the issues, but we should at least teach them the habits.
of, the habits to question. That way they feel more free to do so later on and can cause all of this change to occur.
Yeah.
All right, let's make a pact now.
And then we're going to teach our kids to be curious.
Oh wait, Ozzy's not gonna have kids.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about that.
I really think that's where we need to start is with kids.
It makes sense.
I think so too. I'm glad I came to that opinion. So I can teach my kids to ask questions, even if it means asking me uncomfortable questions.
What is sex? Sex is what you are. You're either male or female. That's what
Really?
a little kid asked my best friend that, and she was babysitting.
Mhm.
She was like, that's what you are. You're either male or female. I was like, man,
That
you're
poor
so
kid.
clever.
That poor
You're
kid
so
later on, they're
clever.
gonna be like, oh, I remember that.
I didn't even turn it off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this finalizes our critique.
Yeah. Oh my god.